How you can use the SATS technique to manifest miracles. Have you ever noticed how the most powerful moments of your life, the ones that stay with you forever, don't happen in the middle of the noise, but in the silence just before sleep, that twilight state, when your body is heavy, your eyes are closing, and your mind drifts between the conscious and unconscious. It feels almost like standing at the doorway of two worlds. One foot in reality as you know it, the other in the limitless dimension of creation. This is the secret doorway Neville Goddard called SATS, the state akin to sleep, and here's what most people don't realize: SATS is not just a relaxation trick. It's the hidden operating system of your reality. When you master it, you can plant visions so deeply into your subconscious that they don't just stay as fantasies. They bloom into physical miracles. But to truly understand SATS, let's start with an analogy: the garden of the subconscious. Imagine your subconscious mind as a vast garden. During the day, when you're fully awake, that garden is crowded with noise, weeds of doubt, footprints of fear, voices of limitation. If you try to plant seeds in that state, they rarely take root, because the soil is too disturbed. But SATS is the moment at dusk, when the gardeners leave, when the soil is still, untouched, and waiting. This is when any seed you plant goes directly into the fertile ground of your subconscious. That's why Neville insisted, don't just think of what you want before sleep, feel it real, the elevator between worlds. Think of SATS as stepping into an elevator. On the top floor is your conscious waking life, logic, effort, struggle. On the ground floor is your subconscious, the place that creates without effort, the source of every miracle. Most people never ride the elevator. They stay stuck on the top floor, trying to force results with sheer willpower. But SATS lets you glide downward, into the source code of reality. And here's the shock: whatever you rehearse in that half-sleep state, your subconscious records as if it already happened. That's why miracles born from SATS don't feel like they were made by you. They feel natural, inevitable, the physics of feeling. Now, here's the deeper insight. SATS is not about visualizing in detail like you're drawing a picture. It's about capturing the essence of the feeling. For example, if you want to manifest love, you don't need to imagine every detail of your partner's face. Instead, imagine what it feels like to fall asleep in the safety of their arms. That warmth, that peace, that's the language your subconscious understands. If you want wealth, don't picture stacks of cash. Imagine the weight lifted off your chest as you pay every bill with ease. Imagine the relief of checking your bank account and smiling instead of stressing. Your subconscious doesn't speak in words. It speaks in lived experiences, in emotional states. SATS is where you translate your desire into a lived feeling, the movie theater of creation. Here's another way to see it. When you're in SATS, your mind is like a dark movie theater. The outside world disappears. The screen lights up. Whatever film you play is all that exists, and the subconscious doesn't argue with the movie. It doesn't say, but that's not real. It just records. And then, like an unseen director, it begins rearranging people, opportunities, and circumstances to match the film you've impressed upon it. That's why so many people report that when they practice SATS, miracles seem to come out of nowhere. But they didn't. They came from the script you wrote in that twilight state, the practical method. So how do you actually use SATS? 1. Lie down before sleep. Let your body become heavy. Let your breathing slow. Feel yourself floating between awake and asleep. 2. Choose one simple scene. It should imply your wish is already fulfilled. If you want to manifest healing, see yourself running with energy. If you want love, hear someone say, "I'm so happy for you too." 3. Enter the scene with your senses. Feel the texture, hear the words, sense the warmth. Don't watch it like a movie, step into it like it's happening now. 4. Loop it gently. Replay the scene until you drift off. Let it become the last imprint on your mind before sleep. When you wake, release it. Don't dig up the seed to see if it's growing. Trust the soil, the miracle of naturalness. The most mysterious part about SATS is how normal the miracle feels when it arrives. You won't wake up to lightning or angels. Instead, you'll notice life weaving itself in your favor so smoothly that you almost forget you ever struggled, because SATS doesn't create miracles by force, it dissolves the barrier between the seen and unseen, the desired and the lived. Here's the deepest secret: you've already been using SATS your whole life. Every night, you fall asleep with a final mood, a final thought, a final self-image. And that final impression writes tomorrow's script, so the question is not, does SATS work? The question is, what have you been unconsciously planting in your garden? From this moment forward, you hold the key. Use SATS deliberately, and watch as miracles stop being rare events and start becoming your way of life.